quit what I thought was my purpose to pursue something totally different.
Is the bullets if you say no after all this, and I just couldn't take it.
Just some motherfucking gorgeous.
There was a time where I was a graphic designer, a brand designer, and I would have clients, right? I thought I loved to do this stuff. I love to do websites. I love to, build brands. I love to help people, and I just loved it. And the moment that I didn't love it, I felt lost, y'all. It's very hard to recreate yourself or to find your purpose when you thought you found your purpose, right? There was a time where I'm like, wow, I do love doing this. I enjoy this. And I was making money from it. And then it came a point in time where I just fell out of love with it. And it really hit me. And I'm like, wow, I have to rebuild all over again. I'm so tired of rebuilding. I'm so tired of figuring it out. I'm so tired of figuring out my next move. But I could tell you one thing. That feeling was painful, but it was also one of the best things that I could have came out from. When you're going through something at a point in time, it feels hard. It feels confusing. You're battling spiritual warfare. You might be falling out with people. You might be confused. You might be sitting on your couch for days like, wow, what am I here on this earth to do? And you know what I found out? The main thing when it comes to purpose is how impactful you can be on people's lives, right? It was my career that I thought I was going to keep maintaining, and I know I started to drift away from that career when I started to get burnt out, when I started to not wanting to pick up the computer and do the design, or when I started to not even want to keep marketing about it. It just felt so tiring and draining. And I could tell you this, me actually giving up on that purpose and finding a new purpose has been the best thing I've ever done. When I started in the beginning, it was so hard. I was crying for days. I was literally in my closet praying like, God, how can I get through this? Because my passion and my purpose is not there anymore, to the point where I don't even want to get up in the morning and promote this thing. I don't want to get up in the morning and talk about this thing. I don't even want to, I just don't know what to do, and it sucks. I remember that feeling and that pain of just like, this is it for me. I thought I loved to do this. Now I'm lost. Now I'm stuck. I don't know what direction I should go in. Then you have other people looking at you and seeing the success, but in the inside, you really hurting for real. You're like, dang, to everybody else, I look so successful. I look so happy. But in my head, I'm really drowning. I really just don't feel happy. And I feel like I'm not doing things out of purpose. I'm doing things out of survival and just making money. When it got to the point where I didn't even want to open my laptop anymore, I said, yep, I can't do this. And the hardest part about falling out of your purpose is when it's paying your bills and the bills don't stop, y'all. I still had rent. I still had a car note. I still had a son to take care of. I still had priorities and business expenses to handle, but I mentally could not get out of a clouded space. I physically could not get out and produce. And it literally brought me so downhill. At first, it was so to the point where I just was like, oh my gosh, life is over for me. I'm getting in debt. I'm starting to owe so many people. I don't know how I'm gonna get out of this. I don't know how I'm gonna pay my bills. I don't know how I'm gonna pay my rent. I know this girl tired of me asking her to borrow money. It just got so to the point where something has to change. And you know what? It took a real crazy moment for me to pick myself up and try something new. With that being said, I picked up my stuff, went to a whole different state, and I tried something completely new that changed my life. Now, at the time, it didn't feel like my life was being changed. It felt like stress. It felt like life was over. It felt like I didn't even want to be here anymore. And I'm saying that to say life does get better no matter what you're going through. I still go through things to this day, especially in business and, doing what I'm doing. But it's like, you got to figure out how to pull yourself out of a deep space. So I decided to change my environment, which I moved out of state. I decided to start listening to better things like millionaire podcasts, and started learning more on YouTube and investing in courses and help and all this type of stuff so that I can get to the next level. And what I found out is that the more that I stopped trying to please other people, and the more I did what I really felt that I was called to do, the more happy I got and the more money I made. So with that being said, I decided to pursue content creation full time. And mind you, being a content creator is not for the weak. It's especially not for the weak when you're starting from zero and you still have bills due, right? So I wanted to get serious on YouTube. I'm like, I'm gonna get paid for YouTube. I had people asking me, girl, you don't got no subscribers, how you gonna get paid for YouTube? I didn't know how I was gonna do it, but I was gonna figure it out. I also didn't know how fast money was going to come for me to really get hype about this purpose. Because I'm not gonna lie, you have to have a purpose to help other people, but you cannot forget about yourself in the process, right? So it's like, how can I sit here and do something for myself, still make money from it, and still be happy? And the moment I decided to just go all in and bet it on myself and doing the thing that I really wanted to do, which was content creation, the better my life became. I stopped looking at other people. I started posting crazy on Instagram. I mean, when I said I wanted to get paid from content, I'm like, man, I gotta go all in. I was coming up with content ideas. I was getting into digital products, trying to sell digital products, and I just kept showing up every single day. Showing up broke, showing up tired, showing up miserable, for real. I just knew that I had to start somewhere in order to change my life. It takes grit and a little bit of delusion, actually a lot of bit of delusion, to say you're gonna get paid off something that you have not even learned yet, or that you really don't like. It takes a level of faith to be like, I'm gonna go all out on this thing. I know I got bills, I know things, you know, I got all this stuff to take care of, but I can do it. That energy and that mindset shift is so hard to do when you're actually in the field fighting at the same time. I'm not gonna lie, it was so hard in the beginning, but it ended up being the best thing I could have done, because now I've set myself up to where I'm building my brand so people know my name. I built my email list with my products that I was selling on social media, so now I have an audience. I've been able to build communities and help other people see success in their business and with content creation. So it's like, I remember feeling so low and just like, how I'm gonna get out of that. And it took me to believe in myself again and to do the thing that I really wanted to do and not be scared to reinvent myself, not be scared to be visible, to actually see the fruits of my labor. And I'm not gonna lie, the experience is something that a lot of people will not be able to comprehend, because like I said, you have to act off faith. How can you act off faith when the bills is due? You know what I'm saying? How can you, it's like, being an entrepreneur or being somebody who bets on themselves will require the highest level of spirituality, I promise you. It took me to be in my Bible. The crazy part is, and this might sound a little wild, this struggle brought me closer to God. And I hate to say it like that, because, you know, we know God, I knew God, but I didn't have my own relationship with him. It took me to move out of the state, go buy a Bible to actually read the word for myself and apply everything and understand what really having faith meant in the beginning. So with that, I was able to strengthen my faith with God. I was able to believe in myself. I was able to find my purpose, and I was able to do the things that I didn't think I was able to do. I'm going to tell you this right now. You will always get further betting on yourself, but betting on yourself is easier said than done. You have to be able to have this mindset shift. You have to be able to look crazy in the beginning. You have to be able to have some embarrassment, some flaws, some tweaks, some things you have to learn, because only the strong will survive this. But I could say this, betting on myself was the best thing that I could have ever done. And I do not regret my journey. I'm making this video because I know there's somebody out there watching this who is scared to take that risk. They're leaning low on funds. They don't know their next step. They don't know how they're going to get through. They don't know how the rent's going to get paid. They don't know any of that, but they do know God. And they do know that they have something within them. And they do know if they went all in on this thing, they could be successful. I'm talking to you, okay? Being able to create income for myself was hard, but it was so worth it. I was able to not only help myself make six figures online, I was able to use my purpose and my impact and my story to help other people. That's why I consistently tell y'all my story. I'm not perfect. I don't always have money. I don't always have a good mental space. I doubt myself sometimes. You know what I'm saying? That's just normal human things. But I do know that I will forever bet on myself. I will forever push further. And I do believe that there is a God that's going to get me through anything. Now, it was the best decision I did to leave my career for all of those things because it gave me mental clarity. Also helped me recognize the right people who should be in my life and who should not be in my life. There are people who are going to fake cheer for you. There are people who are going to watch behind the scenes. There are people who are not going to say a word to you, but they're going to watch your every move. Those are the people that you need to separate from. I don't care if y'all was friends for 30 damn years. Those people will start to show their true colors in certain seasons, and I want y'all to pay attention to those true colors, because sometimes that's going to require you to separate yourself from the people who don't see the vision. Do you know how many people looked at me crazy when I said I was going to get paid from Instagram and YouTube? You know how many people looked at me crazy when I said I was going to get paid from content? You know how many people looked at me crazy when it was like the bills is due and you don't got no money, so how you gonna get? Listen, I have been through so much. I am 27 years old. I have been through so much, so many different rebrands, so many different seasons of my life, so many trials and tribulations. I've had up days, I've had down days, I've had hella money, I've been broke. But the one thing that I've always had was the belief in myself and the belief in Jesus Christ. That's all I needed. Even still to this day, that is all I needed. And like I said, this has been one of the craziest journeys I've ever experienced. But I'm letting y'all know right now, crazy is not always crazy. Geniuses always look crazy in the beginning. So whatever it is that you want to do, that's on your heart, do it. I now have built a brand where I teach people how to get paid to exist. I teach people how to monetize their knowledge. I teach people how to get paid to yap. I teach people how to come on YouTube and tell their story and get paid from it. And this is coming from the person who didn't have a following in the beginning, who had to figure it out along the way. Now I'm able to help people change their lives. Now I'm able to do more and be more and travel and just do the things that I've dreamt of doing because I bet it on myself. So yes, losing my purpose or losing my career, which I thought would set me up for life, actually blessed me for the better. And you will never understand it in the storm. You will never understand it in the storm. It always unfolds after. So I'm making this video to tell you how to stay resilient. Don't give up on yourself. And if it's anything in your heart, you need to act on it right now, today. Because you never know how that's going to change your life. With that being said, friends, I'm going to end that video here. If you want to learn from me, if you want to be a part of my coaching community or my group where I'm teaching you how to get paid to exist and I'm teaching you how to build your dream life with content and digital products, I'll link everything in the description. But I'm telling y'all right now, start betting on yourself even when you look crazy. And make sure that y'all like, comment, subscribe in this video. Tell me how y'all feel about this video. And I'll continue to make more videos like this. All right, y'all. Y'all have a nice day and be blessed.